Alright, welcome back to Smokin' Face Pelt. It is June and I'm doing this month's meal of the month. I'd really hoped to be outdoors to do this one, but due to some health related issues, that is not currently possible, and I kept putting it off hoping that it would change, but now I'm getting towards the end of the month and I guess we need to just get this out. So this month we're going to do spicy chicken and vegetable fried rice. Now, this is a half portion that I'm going to do today, but when I give you the recipe in the commentary below, in the info area below, it will be the full size recipe, so it will be double this amount. Stick around. We'll come back and we'll get this on the stove and get it going. Alright, I am back. I'm going to go ahead and today we're going to be using the Tokes 1600 milliliter pot. I'll go ahead and put that on, measure out my water, and like I said, this will be a half portion, so the recipe in the info below will be for the full-size portion. So there's the water. I'm carrying my water in the heavy cover titanium canteen. And like I said, we're going to bring our water to boil using the Tokes 1600 milliliter titanium pot. And then once we have everything ready, it's optional, completely optional, but I like to take my fried rice and right at the end I like to fry it just to give it that fried rice texture. So I'll be using the heavy cover skillet with that and some olive oil to do that. We'll go ahead and move that off to the side for right now. But we'll get that done, get this water up to a boil, and once we have it, I will come back and we will get this made. Alright, we're back. Let you just see this. We are at a full rolling boil. So, there you go. I'm going to go ahead and add this in. So this is instant brown rice, a mix of peas, carrots, corn, celery, white onion, green onion, some mushrooms. I think that's it in there. Oh, red and green bell pepper and carrot. Right, so I'm going to reduce the heat down on that. And then I have some chicken in there. Now, here's my recipe book. So, the instructions were bring water to the boil, add the ingredients, except for my oil, my sriracha, and my soy sauce. Mix it all or stir it all in, reduce heat, cover it, let it sit for 5 minutes. We'll go a little over 5, so I'll set it for 5. And then once it's done with that, remove it from heat. And what I'll do is, at that point, I will move it into the heavy cover titanium skillet with the oil. I'll heat up the oil. And then I will go ahead and pan fry it to make the fried rice. And we want to stir it occasionally because we want to get all that water soaked up. Another option you can do, and I have done, is if you don't want to cook in your pot and you're not going to do the frying afterwards, you can just bring water to a boil and pour it over. And that's what I do when I'm if I'm backpacking and I'm not taking the skillet and all of that. I will add the ingredients to my GSI Outdoors Fair Share mug. I'll add the dry ingredients. I'll bring my water to a boil and I'll pour it over, stir it in, and then cover it and let it rehydrate in the heat, the hot water. Let that absorb, and then once it's done, I'll go ahead and eat right out of that instead of pan frying and using the other plate or whatever. But all different ways you can do it. And for the sake of the video, I want to go all the way through the way I would typically do it if I were doing a base camp or car camping or when I make it at home. So while this is still finishing up here, what you did not see, because it was already mixed in, is the seasoning. So this is Kikkoman brand fried rice seasoning mix. That was already mixed into my my dry ingredients when I put it in. But that's what gives you your flavor in there. So that'll be in the ingredient list on the information down below. But I just wanted you to see that. So my timer is done. I'm going to pull this off. I'm going to put the fry pan on. Turn the heat back up. Put a little bit of olive oil here in the pan. Don't need a whole lot. You just want to coat the pan. Give it just a little bit more here. And the instructions will say 2 to 4 tablespoons. Really, it's just enough to coat your pan, keep it from sticking when you cook it. So, let's take a look at here. You see how that's all rehydrated, come back up. You'll see it much better here in just a moment as I add it to the hot oil. There you go. So you can see the oil is starting to. There we go. Part of the thing that you've heard repeatedly on my meal of the month is a big reason for why we got involved with Thrive to begin with, and eventually came on as distributors or reps, is because of some food allergies that we both have, my wife and I. And so when I'm by myself, I will typically use some rehydrated egg powder to make egg to put in the fried rice. Sometimes I'll carry fresh eggs and do that as well. But because my wife is dairy and egg allergic, I did not use butter or egg at all in this. Only olive oil, and I just won't do the egg in it this time. So there you go. There's some soy sauce in there. So go ahead and mix that all in. Smells fantastic. I wish you could smell it. And I'm doing this on medium-high heat, not high heat. Obviously, when you're using a camp stove or over a campfire, you don't have a whole lot of control over. I mean, you can, but the temperature control is subjective. So, but on the stove, I'm using medium-high heat here. And I'll use just a little bit of Sriracha sauce, chili sauce. Now when I go out into the woods or whatever, I typically will take little packets of chili sauce. For today, I'm going to use just my bottle of Sriracha here. Mix that in. And this is almost done. Let you take a closer look at that. Super yummy. Go ahead and give it a taste. Fantastic. Catch you on the next one.